A very, 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 very warm good morning to the people of the internet. Once again, it's a beautiful Thursday morning. Yes, it's a beautiful Thursday morning. And we thank God for being above ground, because being above ground is a blessing. There's this song that one of our great people have sung, and it's that one by the name Sauti Sol, Tujiangalie. That I believe some of you know that song or have heard about that song. And there's some, I'll just pick some bits and pieces of some place where he said that tujiangalie kuwa tulivyopigana Maulana, then madeni zile ambazo zilibaki bado tunalipa, na pia tumekopa zingine China. Tulikopa tujenge barabara, tulikopa tujisaidie kimaisha. There's that song by the Sauti Sol. That song name goes by the name Tujiangalie. So I'll dive into directly to the ongoing issue, that is this issue of Ojwang. I know it's really, everyone is picking up. There are a bit of bits and pieces. There are stories going on about it. And to some degree or to some extent, I believe either the government or the police is taking us around in circles. One of the former governors in Nairobi used to call them, hizi ni vipindire. Hizi ni vipindi tu tunapelekwa. Let me start by once again comforting with the family of the Ojwang. It's quite unfortunate that their son, the husband to the wife, the dad, the nephew, and the nieces of that family, what they're undergoing right now, or what they're going through right now. People are just picking bits and pieces and throwing them everywhere. And I believe that it is quite unfortunate, it is quite unwarranted, but justice will prevail. Justice will be served. If, and I'm saying this without fear of contradiction, if the government does not treat this thing carefully, this will be the tip of a very big problem that will happen to this country. If they're going to just sweep it under the rug, the way I've been seeing things are just going, it is not going to be business as usual. It is not going to be business as usual. Why am I saying so? Let's start. No one is telling us why this individual was transported all the way from his home area to Nairobi. That is one. Two, no one is telling us he was arrested the previous day, on Friday, only to appear at a police station the consecutive day. A lot can happen in more than 24 hours, if I'm not wrong. A lot can happen. No one is accounting for that time. You see, let me take you back a bit. In solving a case, time is very essential. The forensic experts depend on what you call time. They depend on what you call credible, tangible evidence. They depend on receipts. They depend on facts before they come out and table their judgment or their conclusion. And for this case, they are poor. Time. Leave alone even the DNA. Time. You can lie about a lot of things, but you can never lie about time. That was point 2. Point 3. No one is telling us if at all the deceased was taken to the alleged police station, dead or alive. Because there are like 2 or 3 statements. One, the commanding officer of that particular police station never wanted to admit this individual or the deceased, quote unquote, into their facility. Again, there was another script that the deceased was admitted into that facility or into that police station while in a poor health condition or physical condition. You cannot just write poor. There should be like poor on what? Visible things. Bleeding, nose bleeding, deformed face, severe marks. No one is talking about those things. No one. 4. We've not had why. If the CID it's alleged that it's true the CID took this individual, I believe the CID have their own station back on Kiambu Road. Have you guys even thought of that? Because CID do take people to their own police station. I've never had CID arresting people and taking them to Central or Nairobi area or Makongeni or Kilimani or for that matter. And I still stand corrected. This is amongst the many bits and pieces. A very senior political officer is calling them gray areas. Now, why am I talking about these 4 instances? I've just filtered into for these 4 instances. 1, let me go back to the video that we did yesterday, the live one. Before you admit any individual, be it a police station, be it a hospital. So I'll dive into the hospital. The state of the individual is usually checked. For all those who have gone to hospitals, before even you see a doctor, even if you have a flu, there's what they call a triage. TRIAGE. Where they check your pressure, they check your height, they check your temperature, etc., etc. I'm not a health professional, I can't know all the details. Do you know why these things are checked? So that in case anything happens in future, the person who attended to you the first will have tabled, this is how I received the individual or the patient or the deceased for that matter. Why am I saying so? In a police station, you cannot just be admitted like that. When you're being booked in a police station, in Kiswahili unasikia wanasema, toa mshipi, which is the belt, weka wallet, which is the one you use to carry your money, and if you have a phone, and any other personal belongings that you have. Have you ever asked yourself why you wanakwambianga utoe mshipi or kiatu moja? It is alleged that individuals use the belt or the mshipi to strangle themselves. Money you can swallow, or you can decide to run some business in a police station. Your phone, you're not supposed to record the things that happen there due to their own personal affairs. I'm not privy to that information. So we are not getting exactly when he was booked. Why were these items not like booked and placed somewhere? Because it is alleged that also while he was in the company of the CID quote unquote, he was having a conversation with one of his friends. I believe most of us have heard that audio. So again, we are not seeing any he was booked at this particular time and these were his particulars and they were entered or captured as evidence or his personal belongings. Now, yesterday, a team of very young individuals were now talking. How did the alleged DCI pinpoint where he was at? Again, who has come in the limelight? The CCK in conjunction with one of our very own mobile service providers. Again, they are on the limelight. What do? They quickly ran to the press and gave a statement. It was not me. So amazing how this world was made. I wonder if God is a woman. You know the song they said? It wasn't us. Kenyans. A former captain of the police force, someone by the name Simiu, someone. Yesterday, if you've watched the clips, he was at TV47. I think he also went to the Standard Media Group, etc. He said, this is it. If the government does not act well on this one, this is it. Unfortunately, we cannot bring back Ojwang. Unfortunately, the family is undergoing under a lot of pain. And I stand with them. Full throttle. Be it emotionally, be it physically or financially. But this is it. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the internet, wake up. You remember that song that was sung on the 25th of June 2024? We are faceless, we are tribeless, we are partyless. This is it. It cannot be business as usual. No, it cannot be business as usual. Why am I saying so? Those 4 elements that I said. Who ordered? Where was it taken? Where was it booked? Who received them? All that I heard from yesterday's speech from the DCI, the IG, the CS, and the IPOA ni vipindire. I remember, more or less, they are all working in the same roof. It's like a company where the finance department is only doing is also doing the investigation. The procurement department is doing their own investigation. The administration is doing their own investigation. The HR is also doing their own investigation. Remember, that's one company. At the end of the day, they report to one person. The word independent should be scrapped off in the IPOA. It's not Independent Police Oversight Authority. No. They're not independent. Why am I saying so? No one, or there's nothing concrete, tangible that has been presented to Kenyans, or there's no particular time, or even the previous stories that happened, the previous deaths. We've never had people who have been brought to book, not unless I stand corrected. Let me dive in back again to hospitals. Do you know that no hospital can admit someone who's in a bad condition? There's a day I was in a certain hospital back in Nairobi West. I was just at the waiting area, and these individuals came with a car so fast at the emergency section. Shoop. And the person who was sitting behind was very ill. Very ill that they were calling I believe the relatives of the friends were calling, hey, come and assist us, come and assist us. And do you know what happened? One of the doctors came, opened the door, and observed the patient. And he told them, we cannot take in this individual. So I was asking, why? Okay, I was asking myself, I never asked verbally. Then they were like, kindly help him. He's just hit his head somewhere, blah, blah, blah. I was a bit far away, so I cannot use the exact words that were used there. And he was like, kindly help him, kindly help him. Help this person, he's going to die. Help him fast. The doctor said, no. This individual. I was just seeing the doctor shaking his head like, no, we can't admit this person. It's like his state was very bad. Then, let me say, I never bothered too much because, again, I was also admitting another individual in that particular hospital that I was at. A few minutes later, I heard that the person who was brought with that car died or passed on. So, fast forward, later on, I came to ask at the reception, why did they want to admit this individual? And I was told nowadays, it's a procedure that the doctor, before they admit anyone, they have to check the condition of this person, not unless they take them to a government hospital. Because it is upon the person who will admit or receive this individual. He has to write a very clear report. How did you see this individual? How did you receive this individual? Your observance, physical, just because before you even entered the internal things. What am I trying to say? Ojwang's, we are not told who exactly admitted Ojwang at the alleged police station, but that is in Nairobi Central. It was shocking yesterday. By yesterday evening, the officer in charge of that station, in Swahili wanasema ameruka futi kumi, he completely denied admitting someone because he said, and I quote, the individual state was very bad health-wise and physical appearance, and hence he refused to admit the particular or the said individual. He told those who brought him there, the DCI, that you should first take this person or this individual or the deceased as of now to hospital first. Then the former government spokesman, I heard him say the other day that 2 reports can be written. I'm admitting this individual under this circumstance that he needs to be taken to hospital immediately, or his state is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So the question is, who really took in the late? At what condition? Let's not even jump into the issue or the statement that was issued by the DIG or the IG, sorry, for that matter. Let's not even jump into it. So what I like to ask ourselves is that hizi ni vipindi tunapelekwa tu, hizi ni vipindire tunapelekwa. Something is not right, someone has died, and so far so good. 72 hours later, I believe, no, it's more than 72 actually, nothing concrete is happening. So today I saw and I heard, and I'll also be joining them later in the evening, people will be demonstrating in the streets of Nairobi to go outside there and demand for justice, because tumepelekwa kwa vipindi. Before you notice, I believe that justice will not be served the way we want. Not only do we want these names to be tabled in the limelight, or be brought in the limelight, but these people must be punished to the full extent of the law. I'm not saying people to go there and do an eye for an eye, but a life has been lost. Do you know that the wife had plans with the husband on how to celebrate this happy Father's coming day? Do you know they had their own plans and ideas of how they are going to celebrate their birthday of their son or their future? The way people plan, hey, by the way, by this time of the year, we'll go this place, we'll take our kid to this school, exact. Do you know the plans they had? But because of another individual or a group of individuals somewhere decided, you know what, let's choose who to. It's like the way you sit at home during Christmas and you decide which chicken to kill, when and how. Ile tunataka iwe deep fry, ile tunataka iwe wet fry, ile tunataka iwe choma. We cannot allow that. I cannot allow that. The same also applies to a hospital. Very soon I'll be shaming most of these hospitals outside here. In fact, I have a very good guest who will come by. It comes from Machozi ya Mwisho initiative. Wow, you guys don't know the stories that are there. These hospitals you guys are going through, these hospitals, you keep on uploading and posting them. These doctors, Chimbilecho wahenga. These are walking morgues. These are working morgues. People are dying. People are misdiagnosed. And if you're the lesser fortunate, your case is not aired. Wash down the drain. Nekachiliwa ikaenda hivyo. Fellow Kenyans, let's take charge of what is happening to our country. Enjoy your morning. I'll keep you posted. Check you in the next video.